Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita, and I am the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. This session will run over the next 60 minutes, including Q&A. But before we begin, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. So please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. I would now like to welcome Shubham, our speaker for today's session. Shubham is passionate towards technology. He has delivered sessions on various technologies, be it artificial intelligence or data science, on national and international events. But for now, I will hand over to Shubham to begin the session. Let me bring him into the stream. Hey, Shubham.
Hey Rashmita, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. The floor is all yours. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, thank you so much. First of all, thank you Rashmita and Microsoft community for helping me to connect with the audiences today. So, hello everybody, my name is Shubham, and I do speak on artificial intelligence, data science. I practice on the same. I love to deliver, sessions to evangelists and to audiences on the same level, I would say. And thank you so much for joining today's session. The session today, I would want more engagement. I would request if you have any questions in your mind, definitely there is a chat section. If you can help me to understand about your queries, that would be great. At any point of time, I'd be having a fantastic time in discussing all your queries. The session today is an introductory session on artificial intelligence. We speak, we breathe, we understand, we talk artificial intelligence all around the same time, even in the sci-fi movies, even on the, I would say, your favorite, some of the web series, they can introduce artificial intelligence. But the question is, what exactly is artificial intelligence? What is something we would discuss today? This session provides a clear understanding on what is a basic artificial intelligence definition. We will speak on sentiment analysis. We will try to build a sentiment analysis where the user is, I would say, inputting through a text about some of the phrases in English, and we'll try to understand what the sentiment behind that. We will understand how we can do it. Not just that, the code speaks for all. We will understand about the code. We will understand about the code works. We will explain one by one. We'll get through everything in time. So that being said, Chief, I would say again a very warm welcome to everybody. Let's get into, I would say, the session now. Now, AI, I would say there's a dilemma. I would say, questions every time. Why is AI always described as an artificial intelligence and not an advanced intelligence? There's already so much of, I would say, some of the projects, some of the products, some of the services, be it any services. Sometimes we experience that, okay, this is definitely an additive intelligence that you've added. Why not to call it an advanced intelligence rather than just an artificial intelligence? And why everything is so powered with AI powered? Now, if you see I would say, the name or the subject of this session is AI powered sentiment analysis. The question is, artificial intelligence is already empowering number of services right now as we speak, as you speak, as we are having this fantastic session right now. The question is, why is it now required? It was introduced before 2000s, a lot of year of 2000s, before IFAD. The answer is, what if something we can bring more efficiency, more accuracy, more efficacy, not just that, save time, save cost, and increase in, I would say, the task, the microprocessors, and at the end of the day, to get your better best result in your requirement. Now, simply, you see, AI empowers machine to simulate intelligence behavior, transforming the way we interact with technology. Simply, what I can definitely say when we introduce about the definition of artificial intelligence, what we are doing at the end of the day, we are empowering machine to simulate intelligence behavior. Think about the machine is taking the decision as if a real person was there. You're not just saving about that person resource, time, but the effort on that way. And when you transform that into everyday data sets, everyday data decisions, you are making not just, I would say, a complete AI powered machine, but you are bringing efficiency in the process. Simply, AI empowers machine to simulate intelligent behavior, transforming the way that we interact with technology. You're not, you definitely must have used chatbots and even so much of the things on the website on online, right? Think about when you use the chatbot, if it was not mentioned that you are until you are connecting with the agent, it feels like you are connected with an agent already who has been trained until you require that dedicated, I would say, customer support when the customer support joins, right? Similarly, AI empowers machine to simulate intelligent behavior, transforming the way we interact with technology. For example, you can see image recognition, speech synthesis, decision making processes, everything. All of these things, one thing is very common if you see the data. When you do the image, you have the data, speech synthesis, you have the data, decision makings. Based on the data, decision making is done from the prehistoric data, you can say. On the visual iconography, representing various AI applications. Now, simply to understand about artificial intelligence, it has emerged as a transformative force, revolutionizing the way we interact with technology, enhancing capabilities of various applications. And again, of the domain of AI, NLP focuses on enabling machine to understand, interpret, generate a human-like response. Please understand that this is a human-like response, not a human language response. This session will help you to understand about understanding how we are implementing the data analysis through understanding about the sentiment analysis through texts. Thus, it will also help for us to understand the process of building sophisticated AI-powered sentiment analysis chatbot using the Python programming language. Now, to understand the overview of artificial intelligence, we speak about artificial intelligence. The next course would be on an overview for AI. We will discuss how we are differentiating, we are understanding AI implications, and also not just to mention, we'll get to in detail about the AI understanding in depth. Now, AI question mark. It's the very formative when we differentiate about advanced intelligence and AI intelligence. Artificial intelligence is, I would say, today's 2023, almost you can say 2024. It's a cutting edge technology that enables machines to mimic human intelligence. Now, when I say machines to mimic human intelligence, what I mean is, what if somebody is not there? Think about a situation where you have to take the decision, but the person is not available right there. But that intelligence or the decision measures of that person is introduced or induced into your algorithms. You speak on artificial intelligence. We speak on that enables machines to mimic human-like intelligence, learning from data to perform tasks autonomously. We as a human might have some time, might have some time boundaries. For example, the long hours, or let's just say we have limited hours of working, right? Think about you are getting that intelligence, the decision making powers to an algorithm, to your machine computation power to work as if it is you, but that can work 24/7. It's a technology that is in the process that everyone desires to have, and it's in the continuous progress right now as we speak. It encompasses various subfields such as machine learning and natural language processing for empowering systems to recognize patterns, make decisions, and engage problem solving. AI has transformative applications across industries from automating processes, enhancing user experiences to advanced medical research and driving innovations in diverse fields. Now, when we speak about AI has involved so much of that, I would say AI is the technology, not the technology of today's, but it was on working from past several years. On those data, we are able to get data being done, work being done today. AI has been advanced with intelligence with algorithms. The reason we speak about artificial intelligence and advanced intelligence is that advanced intelligence we were doing past few years when we were implementing the logics, implementing the algorithms right there. But when we are able to make sure that everything is working as it should be, again, it isn't constructive right now. It is constructive right now. That artificial intelligence, that means what if somebody can take a decision on behalf of you with your decision making powers you're able to make today. That's what I can definitely talk about AI, and definitely we speak about natural language processing the next, the chapter two, the language, natural language processing. Obviously, we understand that there are various sub parts, subsets of it, artificial intelligence, be it image recognition system, natural language processing, cognitive powers, and even more, right? Machine learnings, data science. Now we speak and focus on natural language processing since this is the sub requirement, the subset, I would say, the subject of the projects that offer sentiment analysis, because we will use the NLTK, I would say, a package module to understand, to implement, to have that project get started. Now, what is an NLP? Now, NLP is a natural language processing, simple as that. It is one of the branch of artificial intelligence that facilitates communication between computers and humans by enabling machine to enables, understand, interpret, and generate human-like language. Now, what I see natural language processing is one of the ways, NLP is one of the ways where humans and machine are able to communicate. It can make, I would say, it is able to understand, interpret, and generate human like language. It involves techniques like tokenization, parts of speech tagging, sentiment analysis to process and analyze the text data. It does plays a crucial role in, I would say, in applications such as chatbots, preferably language translations, sentiment analysis, and enhancing the capabilities of the systems to comprehend and respond to human language in a meaningful way. Think about, since this is a one-on-one, I would say, session, NLP is the way where we can help a machine to understand a human and also to interpret and understand the generate output as if a human would understand. You and I both understand codes, fantastic. But think about, we are building a solution that should be scalable, that should be at the end of the time solve real world problem. Not just that, even the people who don't have so much of the technical background should be able to use the solution efficiently, should be able to get the output of the solution, and not just that, empowering the whole ecosystem, what we always want. NLP plays a crucial role in applications in various ways, even some of the leading technologies that we might be using. Some could be one of the systems, such as you are asking your car to open a sunroof through an NLP system. You could be using one of your home speakers to change the song, to increase the volume, to turn on the lights, to turn off the lights, everything. Yes, it is one of the subsets of AI. It is definitely one of the subsets of AI. It is going to empower you to not just help your projects, but also help you to make sure that you can interact with the end customers. The next chapter, I would definitely say, is a sentiment analysis. Now, when I say a sentiment analysis, it has a very, I would say, you have to understand about how when we speak, for example, when there's a part of speech, like, hey, John, I'm doing great. It's a positive impact. It's a positive tone from a human's perspective. But when we speak about sometimes, think about that. Hey, John, what's up? Good, everything? I'm doing great, yeah. So this is when you as a human can understand about, I would say, a complete the voice modulation, the tone of the tonality of that picture, the tone and tonality of the voice. Similarly, the machine has to understand the language as if a human is speaking with the machine, but the machine has to understand that emotion behind it, the polarity behind it. Yep. Sentiment analysis is one of the, I would say, subset of NLP that determines the sentiment expressed in a piece of text, classifying it as positive, neutral, or negative. The insight process enables the machines to understand and interpret human emotions and opinions in various contexts, such as social media, customer reviews, and even feedbacks. Applied across the industries, sentiment analysis provides valuable insights for decision making, brand management, even enhancing user experiences by gauging the emotional tone associated with the textual data. You see, whenever we speak about, whenever I would say definitely, whenever we speak about um, speaking to somebody when somebody is not well, we can analyze that the person is not well through actions. But think about the applications based on this. What if a machine can suggest some songs based on the mood or based on the situation the person is having on the day, on the perfect time? This is one of the, I would say, application that can be done. Think about sometimes, I would say, professional works for to develop the situation of that person through a machine enabled. Think about something which can enable a person to help him or her to bring up the sentiment, to understand that if he or she requires any help through an automated system. All of these things can be backed with a sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis is, I would say, is one of the again subset. So we spoke about AI. So NLP has a subset is a subset of AI. Sentiment analysis is a subset of NLP. This is not just we are speaking about AI, since this is a very, I would say, 101, 101 session on AI. We will be covering in future for the more detailed AI, but it has to be understood about that AI is not just a single chapter. It completes. When we speak about a general AI, it means a whole lot. Think about when we speak about a machine can talk like a human, it doesn't mean that it's just a speech AI. It has to think like a human. It can talk like a human. It has a vision like a human. It has a hearing like a human, all empowered through all of the subsets of AI: cognitive learning, image recognition system, natural language processing, and even many more. Now, we will today try to analyze the sentiment with the text block. So our sentiment analysis chatbot relies on the TextBlob library of a Python to access the sentiment of the user's input. That means the user will try to input something, and the analyze sentiment function will take the input and analyze its sentiment, return the sentiment label, polarity, subjectivity, and the text block analysis object. The main thing here, I'll just share the screen the next couple of seconds about, I would say, the code, the output. First we'll showcase what the code does, and then we'll describe 101 the code what it does, and then we'll discuss about if there is any support required to understand better. You see, when we speak about the analyzing sentiment with analyzing sentiment, the main question is how and why should we analyze the sentiment of any human way. It helps to understand and determine the machine on a pre-trained scale what should be done in the real-time situation. That being said, We will also create the GUI using Kinter, one of the GUI toolkit for Python. It is a graphical user interface, I would say, developed the standard GUI toolkit for Python. Simple layout, simply as it is. I would say it is just to enter or add any text on that way, and to it has buttons to trigger out the actions, and then a text area to display the sentiment analysis results. So that being said, let's just we will see the real world applications of the sentiment analysis before proceeding with the practical demonstrations. In today's world, it is very sentiment analysis have been used and been using and been constructive right now as we speak. It is being used in social media monitoring, analyzing the public sentiment on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, understanding a brand perception and tracking sentiment trends. For example, you are providing certain services globally or even nationally or even locally. Think about it's not always possible that the person who is sad or the person is not dissatisfied with your solution is going to connect with you. Sometimes they might express some feelings about your solution into the internet. You think about how you can leverage those feedbacks, which could be positive, which could be negative, to understand your brand. If it is a negative, you can think about the areas where you are lacking. If it is a positive, then you know what is your USP, unique selling point, in your market, giving competitions to your competitions of the same segments. Then we have a customer feedback analysis, swiftly addressing concerns based on sentiment insights. How we can address concerns based on sentiment insights. For example, think about somebody has a solution and it's not having good experience with respect to what? With respect to support they receive or the solution that you have provided to them. Improving, taking those feedbacks and improving the products or services by gauging customer sentiment, usually. Then we have finance and investments, accessing the market sentiment through analysis of news and social media. For example, what's the customer or the end user, or I would say the public, is thinking about that market, of that sentiment through analysis of news, social media, what people are speaking on that about the solution, the product, the idea about yours on the various social media platforms and even the news platforms. It also helps you to bring a fantastic report guiding investors in making informed decision based on the sentiment trend. Sometimes when you have a MVP of a product, definitely when you have a positive or a negative, you can definitely use those data to make a informed decisions based on sentiment trends. And not just that, about healthcare services, when we speak monitoring patient experiences and feedback for service improvement. Obviously, healthcare enhances experiences through various ways. It can help the patient to understand. Similarly, monitoring the patient experiences, helping feedback of the service improvement, even increases healthcare service through sentiment analysis. There are various n number of uses of sentiment analysis as we speak right now. I would say we are speaking on some of them, but let me tell you, everybody, you and I could be using one of those definitely in our day-to-day life. Next, we speak about the entertainment industry, guiding content curators by analyzing audience reviews and reactions. We will understand about how we can empower content to make sure that are they liked by people of the viewers, or are they engaged? Is it going to be good food for a business purpose on that also? Second, we will speak on the shaping content strategies based on sentiment preferences, people on which area, like what type of, I would say, a specific topic, shaping the content strategies based on sentiment preferences, political campaigns, gauging public opinions and tailor messages accordingly about your next service, about your services that you're currently providing, what the people are thinking. There's all the things can be understood through sentiment analysis. I would say one of the applications of sentiment analysis. Adapting campaign strategies, which areas, that means using not just sentiment analysis, you're able to understand about customers feedback, but you can also help your team to understand which decisions, informed decisions, to be taken against those. And again, I would say there is a customer support. Sometimes when you, I, everybody uses online platforms to shop everything, you sometimes give the feedbacks, reviews. All of those are addressing customer concerns promptly through real-time sentiment analysis. Sometimes companies may use the reviews to understand in general, because definitely not everybody in the world has time to go 101. It gives a general inspection about the product, the services. Are they good for the audience, or what should be, I would say, improved? Addressing customer concerns properly through real-time sentiment analysis. Sometimes customer support will take on this part. That means when they understand that the sentiment of the person is low, they will directly connect with you with the customer support, rather than just a, I would say, chatbot being used to, with a click of a button to understand your concerns. Improving customer satisfaction based on feedback, e-commerce strategies, influencing product strategies and market based on user reviews, everything that can help to build a product, to deliver the product, and to get an insight of, as if a real person was getting all of this. You see the power of artificial intelligence, that using not just NLP, using not just sentiment analysis, you are getting an empowerment of the data, which would have taken months to analyze the data of a single day. You're getting it on real time. The next thing is about how we can understand about the, I would say, the product. About, let's just go through to understand about our today's agenda, to understand about the sentiment analysis of the product, of the project, that we can do it right now. And let's just see if we can do it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now you see, before going to this one, what I would definitely see, I would definitely share right now, is to just to see what is the output, or what we are capable, or what we are doing it right now itself in here. So let's just hit the compile button. You can see that there's a program being done. I'll explain one by one. Definitely, I'll explain one by one. We will go through 101, and then we'll discuss about the subject today itself. Let's just see the output over here as we compile it right now. So I have compiled it right now here. There we go. Now you see in front of your screen, when you see that there is a sentiment analysis chatbot. So what it has a text. Into the text, you can enter the text according to your requirement. When you click on the analyze, it gives you the output of the text according to the polarity and everything. It also gets you the understanding about the subjectivity of the matter, and also reset button just to clear everything. So that being said, let us just use the module. So let's just say, hi, I am doing great. That's to say, how are you? So just to review, how are you? You see, the way we are speaking as if it is a human. Think about when I am doing a product, for example, I'm speaking, the product is hearing, the product is converting that speech to text. The text is added to the solution, then it is going to analyze the solution, and then the output, it helps to integrate with so many features, you know it, right? I'll click on analyze button, I'll see how it goes. Now you see, when I clicked on the analyze button, it is telling me the sentiment is positive, polarity is 0.80, and subjectivity is 0.75. Not just that, if you see, the explanation is given, the sentiment of the text is positive. It generally expresses a positive opinion or emotion. The polarity score is 0.80, where a higher value indicates a stronger sentiment. The subjectivity is 0.75, where the higher value indicates more subjective content itself. We'll click on the recent button again. We'll click on that. We will see about, I, for example, I am great. The show was the show was 2. Simply with that, let's just see if it can does. Now you see, when I spoke about that I'm great, but the show was good, the subject it has that means I'm speaking with the show. It has a subjectivity of 0.88. The polarity is 0.65, and the sentiment was positive. The sentiment of the text is positive, and again it has again a great description on the explanation of the output. Now what I'm going to do, I'm right now, I am not well, might come to office tomorrow. So let's just click on the analyze button to understand. Now you see, since I told that might come, that I might or I may come to the office, it is a neutral. If I'm well, I can come. If I'm not well, I might not come. It is a neutral sentiment. You can see over here. Even I say I will not attend a party tomorrow. I'm busy. I'm busy. And you see, when I click on the sentiment, it is because I'm telling a positive infrastructure that since I'm busy, I'll not come. I'm not coming. I'm positive that I'm not coming tomorrow. So this is the sentiment analysis chatbot helps you to understand with the sentiment being positive, negative, or neutral. Polarity, you can see the polarity is less here. The subjectivity is 0.30. So that being said, this is the outcome of the project, and I'll just explain the project in 101 right now about how we are doing it, why we are doing it, and how we can do it. I'll explain the code also in the meantime. So that being said, you see, from the very beginning, let me just bring the code back here again. Yep, there we go. There we go. First thing that we are doing it right now, we are importing the kinter in the Python to make sure the front end GUI to understand about the, I would say, the front where the user interacts with the solution. We are introducing the text blob over here. We are introducing the text blob, importing the text blob, and then we are also importing the NLTK library to understand and to interpret the language through it. We are trying to using the tokenizers, so we will ask the NLTK data to find tokenizers using this statement, and we'll look up for the errors if there is any errors on the cache or not. Then we'll try to understand about downloading of the packages required, and then the class of the chatbot starts. This is, I think, this is the front end. You see that we have done the sentiment title. We have made the frame paddy. We have inserted the labels. We have entered the entry guide where the text should be entered. We have added the button of the analyze button over here through here. We have also inserted the reset button through here through this statement. We also have the output text where you can have the output of the data. That means the polarity, subjectivity, and everything else. And then we have the scroll bar system. What if you want to scroll bar something like that? Then we have added the configurations with respect to the widget about the configurations that the front end, I would say. And then we are building the analyzing of the text system. Now, from this, I would say when you click on the analyze of the data, when the user inputs, what is the next steps? To understand the sentiment, polarity, and subjectivity analysis, the user introduces the input through the user input variable. The explanation is sentiment, polarity, subjectivity through the module itself. The output is given through the, I would say, the package of that Python, of the module of that Python. What is a sentiment, what is a polarity, and what is even the subjectivity of that statement. We will discuss and we will display the analysis result in the output statement right now, and then we are going to reset. When we click on that, we're going to reset it. This is how the analysis statement on a text blob is working, where the analysis is taken from the text blob. Polarity is being measured. We are setting that if the sentiment is positive, if the polarity is greater than 0, else negative. If polarity is 0, else neutral. That means if it is more than 0, it's positive, less than 0, it's negative, and if it is in the middle of a 0, we're calling it a neutral right now. And based on this logic, you're going to return the sentiment, the polarity, and I would say the subjectivity and analysis of the code. Then we have the definition of to generate explanation. We can explain the data. The sentiment analysis is through the sentiment of the subjectivity has been discussed, and not just that. And at the end of the time, we are closing the command through the main loop function of the chatbot route. The main engine over here, if you see right now, is just that taking that input, asking the machine that if the machine is able to understand the polarity from the statement, and then return the explanation about that with the added features of reset and added features of the analyze button. So that being said, let me just check about it with that being the run again. And then when we run the statement, you can see over here, the enter text is the padding here, the button is the analyze button, reset button, and this is the area of the output. So great show, I would say. Great show. This is the subject. So great show about, let's just add any subject about the movie, and then we click on the analyze button. You see the positivity. It is calling the function. If you see here, it is calling the functions in the I would say text objects also, which has attributes, and even it is getting the polarity and along with the subjectivity of 0.75. Also, if I can speak about the there are various I would say there are various n numbers of ways to solve, to understand, to get the product more complex, more added features. You can definitely do it. It is just a basic 101 session on artificial intelligence on NLP to understand about how AI can simplify our lives, how NLP can add more features to our applications, and even the project goes on and on. There's never an ending. You can add more features, there is never an ending. You can even more, I would say, research about the more services lanes that can be used for this project to serve it. That being said, about today and the code time, I would say thank you, everybody, and I really appreciated time. I hope I was not boring at all. I was not boring at all. Um, so today's discussion was, we understood about the artificial intelligence introductory. We understood about the NLP. We understood about the various, I would say, applications on NLP. We understood about various applications on sentiment analysis. We saw a product, we saw a simple minor project, I would say, about an sentiment analysis, how the text has been delivered, and that is for done. And now we have the conclusion. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer all of them. Let me know. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shubham. Right now, we don't have any questions, but I think if we have any questions, your social handle is already there on the meetup page, so people will connect with you.
Lovely.
Uh, But thank you so much once again, and thank you all for joining us today. Please visit Microsoft Reactor website for more upcoming sessions. Feel free to use the Learn module link shared in the chat section. This will give you access to additional resources to take your learning further. Thank you all once again, and enjoy the rest of your day.